Hello everybody, welcome to the June UTA. In an attempt to get some more functional training videos out there, we're going to make an attempt to go over a few things regarding general purpose vehicle checkout. This is the target audience would be for people that are just new into getting vehicles on their license. Again, this is a general purpose vehicle. We're not going to go over the specialty vehicles at this point. That'll come through training. So some important things before you get into a vehicle or government vehicle on base. There's a couple things that you definitely need before you even attempt to drive a vehicle. Obviously there's training. You need to be trained by a qualified person to drive any of the vehicles that Airport has, but also to general purpose vehicles as well, like this one, which has four-wheel drive, and we'll be sending a slide out here for you guys to look at for the June UTA as a reference. So, but very important, every UTA that you come in, you should have your current driver's license, not expired. Again, right now we're during the pandemic where everything's expired, but normally you're going to have your license, very important. You're going to have your military ID, which is current. You're going to have your military license with the vehicles that you're attempting to drive on the back of your license, and it's going to not be expired, it's going to be current. And now if you don't have a military license yet, what you're going to need, and the VCO and or your vehicle trainer of your section will provide a 171. It's an Air Force Form 171 for training that the vehicle code will be put on, and your civilian license information, that'll all be on there. And that's going to be what you need as a trainee to drive all the vehicles or any vehicle until you get your military license. So checking out a general purpose vehicle is pretty simple. There's a reference guide, and should be in every single vehicle, but it's called an Air Force Form 1800. This is what an 1800 looks like. You have your inside. You're going to put all your discrepancies on there if you find any. You have your backside, which kind of gives you a checklist on what you need to check over. It's pretty simple. Again, as you get into some of the K-loaders and special purpose vehicles, there's going to be a lot more in-depth inspections that you need to go through. But this pickup truck is going to be relatively easy. I'm not going to go through every single thing. I'm just going to kind of walk through the checklist and explain a little bit. You definitely want to have a buddy as you're checking, your vehicles out, because as you start to check out taillights, reverse lights, things like that, you don't want to check that stuff by yourself. It's too difficult and could be ultimately unsafe. So if you look at the back of the 1800, first off, you're going to grab that out of the vehicle. You're going to make sure it's current. The date here is June 2020 or May 2020. You want to make sure that that's there, that the 1800 matches the vehicle, that it's the right registration number. Normally the registration numbers are on the license plate for Air Force or DoD vehicles. So you want to check that. And then for me personally, I'm going to start at the front of the vehicle. I'm going to walk myself over to the engine compartment, and I'm going to check out things like, and it says here, oil, transmission fluid, windshield wiper fluid. On here, number 5 is drive belts. You're going to look at the drive belts inside, make sure that they're not frayed, cracked, missing, those types of things. As you're looking at the vehicle now, it rained, so if there's stuff leaking from it, you may want to move to a dry surface. You're going to walk around the vehicle in its entirety. You're going to look for leaks, oil leaks, any type of fluid leaks. All of those things could be things that ultimately affect the operation of the vehicle. As you're walking around, you're going to look, number 8 on here on the 1800 is your tires and wheels. You want to look for lug nuts missing. You want to look for tires frayed, dry rotted, things like that. Anything that's unsafe. You want to look for damage on the vehicle that maybe wasn't there prior to you walking, or seeing the vehicle at another time. Maybe something is just blatant. There's a huge dent in the front fender. Those are the things that you want to identify to your supervisor, to your section leadership. And write those down as a discrepancy and put them in your 1800. If in the 1800 on the checklist behind or on the back that you don't see anything that could be identified or you have a question on, there's also too the vehicle owner's manual, which should be in the glove compartment of every vehicle, and or if you can't find it, there's normally tech orders on special vehicles and things like that. So, but we can go over that at another time. So quickly, we're going to just recap. You're going to go over the vehicles, follow the checklist on the back of the 1800. You're going to look for cracked windshields, missing lug nuts. You're going to make sure oil levels and all your fluid levels are good. You're going to turn on the vehicle. You're going to check your headlights, your turn signals, your brake lights. Again, having a buddy would be ideal for safety purposes. You want to do that. If you do have any discrepancies, you're going to report them on the inside of the 1800. And when you do find something, especially if it's a safety item, and I'll go over the safety items here just quickly, that vehicle then becomes out of commission. So it's up to you as the vehicle operator to turn it into our base motor pool to have that discrepancy taken care of. So you want to annotate that on the 1800. Let's say there's an oil leak, you annotate the discrepancy, the number, the date, the time you found it, and ultimately have somebody take you up to our motor pool and turn that vehicle in. Now these 1800s need to be signed off on a daily basis. It is a requirement. So if you're out here for your AT and on a daily basis, you know that maybe this vehicle you just checked out yesterday, it's required. You got to check it out every single day. Sign off on the date that on the front of the 1800 that you had checked it out, and that it's good to go. We don't want to disrupt the mission by having something that wasn't caught on a vehicle, a flat tire, or maybe the oil wasn't good, or the safety equipment on that vehicle didn't work and it could have been identified, and now you go to load an airplane and bad things happen. That's we don't want to do that. We want to be as safe as possible, take care of our assets, and get the mission accomplished. So again, any safety items on that that you may find in a discrepancy on that vehicle puts that vehicle out of commission. Here's some safety items that require immediate attention. Tires or brakes bad. Steering mechanisms are not working or functioning properly. Operating levers controlling power transmission, hoisting, dumping, tipping devices. Warning lights and signals, turn signals, brake lights, emergency rotating flashers, windshield wipers and defrosters, headlights, reflectors, clearance lights, especially during the hours of darkness, and other safety or warning equipment, specific to specialized vehicles, or any other condition that may render that vehicle a hazardous vehicle. You want to put the vehicle out of commission, identify the issue, let the proper people know, and stop the operation. So we can go over a lot of that other stuff and where to turn it in, and other things that we can do, and that'll all come through your training, whether you're going through TPC school or a new vehicle that you're being trained on. We have multiple trainers here that are qualified on all of the vehicles. Again, it's general purpose for right now. Please, if you see any things that I may have missed, I kind of rushed through it due to time, but I wanted to produce a video to kind of go over some things that are 2T2 kind of specific or work specific for our June virtual UTA. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave any comments below. Any critiques, please be nice. Give me a solution as opposed to just another problem, I guess. But again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. Have a great UTA. Talk to you later. Chief Massey out.